We're here. All right.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us here on Wednesday Night Fish Talk. My special guest, Kyle from Poseidon's Pet. How you doing, Kyle?
I'm good. How are you, my friend?
Well, everybody, I'm sorry for the delay. I was having some problems with my internet, so try to take care of that. We're going to try to fight through this as best as we can. Who do we have in the house real quick? Aqua Funk, what's up, bro? We got Shayne, Jen. We got Vinny. How you doing, Vinny?
Hello, hello, everyone.
So how you doing today, Poseidon?
I'm doing pretty good, man. You know, I'm happy to be here and definitely excited for you to have me on here. So appreciate it.
I appreciate your time. Now, for people that don't know you, where you at? Where you located from?
So I'm in Arizona, and it has been record-setting temperatures this year. So it's been terrible. But you know, this last week it's dropped down to about 50 outside, so it's been pretty nice.
Okay.
Yeah, we had 150 days
pretty hot, huh?
Over 150 days of over 100-degree weather. It's ridiculous.
Wow. Oh yeah, I know how that goes down here in Florida. We get those hot
you guys
weather
have the
days.
humidity though. I've got to deal with just the heat.
Yeah, you guys just have a dry heat. So how long have you been actually having your YouTube channel?
So I want to say it was May of 2019.
Uh-huh.
So it's been a little over a year now, and you know, it took me about a year and 4 months to hit the 1,000 mark. So definitely excited for that. And any of you guys in here that are subscribed to me, I appreciate it. I just got to do some more live streams so I could get my watch minutes up.
I got you. That's good. That's good, man. I appreciate everybody for joining us today. We got Zach, Vinoski. How you doing, Vinny? Now, how long have actually you been in the hobby, keeping fish?
So I want to say I started in junior high, and I started with live bears, and that was, you know, it was a cool experience to be able to breed fish, starting out, not knowing anything about fish. And then my brother-in-law, his brother told me about his Oscars, and he was telling me, oh yeah, I've got these fish, you know, they eat other fish, they get massive. And I was like, that's what I want. I want Oscars. And I think it was like beginning freshman year or end of 8th grade, I got my first Oscar in a 55-gallon tank, which I know is way too small, but this is how you learn, you know. And had it for about 6 months, and then had a 14-inch Plecostomus in there with it, and the Plecostomus ended up killing the Oscar. So if you got some of those large Plecostomus in your tank, be careful. When they get older, they become carnivores. You may think like they just eat wood, eat plants, but no, they will eat your fish. I can attest to that.
Oh yeah.
This thing was massive though. And finally it died, and I was like, oh, thank God. I love my Oscar. So when this Pleco killed it, I was just upset me. I'm getting attacked by flies.
Oh. Oh yeah, those common plecos get aggressive. They really do.
You got to keep them well fed.
So right away you started breeding live bears. What type of live bears you had?
I had mollies, and that was the thing I kept for the longest time. And I didn't really branch out. I didn't get anything else. I went from mollies to Oscars, and then I needed something to feed the Oscar, because at the time I was like, oh, they eat fish. This is what you need to feed them. So I started breeding convicts, got into raising brine shrimp, kind of just went from there.
Oh, no.
What it was.
How many tanks you got now?
That's the question, right? Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10 upstairs. So if you count the ponds outside, 11, 12. Yeah, about 12. Anywhere from 10 gallons
That's not
to
bad. That's not bad.
5. No, if I had more space, I'd definitely have more. That's for sure.
So the biggest you got, you said, is a 55?
No, I've got a 75 with a 15-gallon sump, and that's what I got my Oscars in right now.
Okay. And what's that one right behind you?
It's a 60-gallon, so it's the PetSmart special 60-gallon tank. It's actually kind of what reignited my love for the hobby, because there was a good, I'd say 10 years that I didn't have fish, if not longer. And my wife was like, I want to get a fish tank. So our wedding present to ourselves was this tank. So that's why I still have it set up. And, that kind of sparked everything. From there, I got the 75-gallon. Now I'm breeding and raising shrimp and selling plants. And so it's definitely been fun. It's nice when you have adult money to spend on something instead of, being a kid and just doing what you can.
My buddy Zach got a question for you. He wants to know what you have in the ponds.
Back right now, what I have out there is I just have some guppies, and they're kind of a crossbreed between guppies, gambusia, endlers, just a random live bear mix. And I had gotten them from somebody, but it's actually an aquaponics system. So it's a 110-gallon trough that the water goes up into grow beds, and I grow vegetables in there. And yesterday I found out that I actually have camellianus worms in there, which is pretty gnarly parasite and kind of hard to treat. So it's not something I can aggressively tackle in a system that I'm growing food. So I've been researching this last day on, possible medications I could use in there, because if it's stuff I'm going to be eating, not the fish, the plants, then I can't be dosing it with some hardcore, medications and stuff. So hopefully I get that sorted out soon. And I've got videos on my channel about the aquaponics and what I'm doing there.
Yes, definitely, man. Go check out his channel. You do have an interesting channel. Now, how's that new shrimp rack going for you?
It's going good, man. The shrimp are happy, seeing lots of babies in there already. So I had just ran a whole diagnostic of water tests to make sure everything's good. And some of my parameters are a little off, so I've been doing some water changes and just getting things dialed back in. But here pretty soon, I'm going to have more shrimp than I know what to do with, which is nice.
Oh, yeah. That's always a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Now, what got you into shrimps?
So I kept ghost shrimp for a little bit, and you would always see them with eggs, and I'm like, oh, that'd be cool to breed some shrimp and have baby shrimp and have more. And then I never saw any babies, so I started looking up, like, okay, what shrimp can I breed? What shrimp can I start to keep? And that led me down the Neocaridina path, and I found Mark Shrimp Tanks and Flip, or was it Rob over at Flip Aquatics, started watching their channels, and I'm like, this is what I want to do. I'm like, I don't need 20 75-gallon tanks for all these monster fish. I could just have a massive rack of shrimp tanks, and then I don't have to take up so much space. I can breed all the shrimp I want. And so I was excited to get into it. And I got the show to myself. So we have been experiencing some difficulties from the start of this. That's why we got a late start today. I know he was having some internet issues and some audio issues. Oh, here we go. You're back.
Disappeared.
So hopefully, you know, it's not doesn't continue on, and we can go through the stream without issues.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a rough, fun one. It's gonna be a fun ride for Rough.
I'm pretty easygoing. We can deal with the ups and downs.
Aquafunk says I got dial-up. No, I got pigeon. My pigeons just ain't flying fast enough to send a signal out, you know, like Paloma. So
you got the hamsters in the wheel; they're just spinning.
Yeah, try to get it going. Yeah, you just don't want to act right today, but I think we got it now and everything. So, Fishy Biz, what's up, Drew? We got Drew. We got Raul in the house. How's everybody doing? The whole fish mob's here. Now, what else do you keep? I know you said you got some mollies, the shrimp, Oscars. What else you got in your inventory of fish? So
I got a 10-gallon guppy tank that I've been kind of messing around with. I know nothing about guppies besides them being a live bear. So I'm not sure what type I have. So if anybody wants to go check out that video, you know, tell me what kind of guppies I bought. But I have a purple male and then some 5 orange-tailed females, and kind of put them together to see what kind of mixes I can get. And it started out, yeah, it's the mutts. It's just a mutt guppy. So I figured it'd be fun. I got a bunch of live plants in there, and you know, just watching the babies swim around has been fun.
Yeah, man, I always enjoy guppies, especially the mixed guppies. You get some combinations of colors; they're just amazing.
You never know what's gonna pop out of them.
Funk says you got aquatic guppies.
Yes, they're the wet kind.
Funk's the only person we know that can't breed guppies. So
it happens, man. You know, you just throw them together, throw them in a tank, they'll start breeding.
Yeah, sooner or later we'll get it.
It's like my molly tank behind me. These guys have been through the gambit as far as different ailments and stuff going on with them, and I think it's gotten to the point that I've medicated them so hard they're just all sterile. I haven't seen babies in that tank in so long.
Now, what's the oddball fish you would like to get into your fish room? Like, what's something you've been kind of wanting to get lately?
So like I was telling you before the stream started, I want to get those Yucatan Peninsula mollies. So the Yucatan mollies, they get about 6 inches, some of them. So they're pretty good size. And you know, they're not too fancy as far as colors go, but it's a little bit more of a unique fish and something that I've wanted for a while. I just gotta find a supplier and then decide to do it. I tend to overthink things. So I'll overthink it for a while before I decide to just do it.
Okay, plan it out and get it ready.
Yeah.
Raul says, are your mollies in freshwater or brackish?
So they're in freshwater, which I've never had an issue breeding mollies in freshwater before. I know they do a lot better with more minerals and in a brackish tank. But with our water here, my TDS comes out at about 800, and it's like a GH of 25 and KH of 20. So there's plenty of minerals in the water, so I don't see why that would be an issue, but you never know.
Now, Funk asks, are those like the wild mollies we got out here in Florida? No, not the Yucatan. They're very similar, but no. We got the wild sailfin ones down here.
It's probably a variety that came from the same family at some point. But the Yucatan is a very specific molly from the Yucatan Peninsula.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, here we get they're just regular silver sailfin mollies. And now we've been seeing the spotted. Some of them been more spotted now. We get the spotted wild sailfin molly.
That's what happens when you guys release stuff outside.
Yeah. You know, people start throwing fish and they start mixing, especially they throw any live bears out here and they start mixing with the wild fish. It's gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
It's gonna change the look of them. My mollies were in freshwater and had fry. Yeah, I mean, I never had problems breeding molly at all in freshwater. Even the ones we get out here that we have collected, I got some from my buddy and I got them in a tank and they breed just fine.
Really prolific, and you can, you'll have tons of babies, but I don't know what's going on with this tank.
Now, what are any wild fish you got out there in Arizona? I know it's pretty dry, but is there any areas where you could go catch anything?
Yeah, but it's mostly man-made lakes and stuff. So a lot of the stuff that you have out here is like the trout, and then there's channel cats and some other stuff, but nothing too crazy as far as like things that we see in the hobby.
Oh.
I did see a picture of somebody pull an Oscar out of one of the like man-made lakes that we have out here. So, but it just gets too cold in our winters because we're in the desert, so winters do get cold with the snow. And,
oh yeah. A lot of people don't think the desert gets cold. It gets cold out there.
It gets cold at night.
Oh yeah.
At night it's been like 50 degrees lately, and it's not even winter time yet.
Now, do you keep your fish outside year round?
So this is actually my first year of doing fish outside. One of my good friends, Ryan, he's had fish outside, and I've just been asking him some questions. But so I was going to bring the guppies in and put them in the 60-gallon, and that was when I saw that they had those parasites. And I had released one into the tank, and I looked at it, and I'm nope. And I scooped it out real quick, and then the rest of them that I had sitting in the bucket, I'm like, all right, guys, you're on your own. Hopefully you survive the cold. Like, not about
it makes
that inside.
It makes a stronger strain that way,
Yeah. Like, you got to survive this, and it's too cold, so they're not eating the medicated food. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, true, yeah.
The metabolism slows down when it gets cold.
Now, are you thinking about doing more stuff outside if this goes good for you?
Yeah. We want to get into our own house. So right now we're renting, and my backyard's really tiny. So eventually I want to do some shrimp outside, because our weather here, you can actually do shrimp year round.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you what else you want to do outside.
Yeah, I want to set up some IBC totes and raise some neocaridina shrimp outside.
Now, have you done any other different type of shrimp other than neocaridinas?
A mono shrimp inside my 60-gallon, and then I had the ghost shrimp for a while. One of the tanks in my rack I just set up for caridina, which I'm hoping to get sometime this week. So I'm going to be getting 10 crystal reds and 10 crystal blacks. So I'm excited to see how that does.
Okay. Have you ever done bamboo shrimp? I like the way the bamboo shrimp look, and I'm kind of been interested.
Yeah, those are really cool. No, I haven't. I've seen them at some of the stores here, but I've never picked any of them up.
Yeah, I like the way they look. They're real interesting, and I think one day I'll get into them and everything. I used to do the black shrimps. I had black shrimps for a while.
Yeah. And
everything, and kind of slowed down with those projects, but I do want to get back into doing shrimps and everything.
Yeah,
they're fun. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're good sellers. Everybody likes to buy them.
I have hard water, and for a long time, people told me that you couldn't do them in well water, but I was successful with the black shrimp, so I want to see if I could do like some blues or some reds too.
Yeah, you should be fine. Like the tank behind me, I actually have. I counted them yesterday. There's at least 70 neocaridina shrimp in there. And the only way they got in there was I would pull my guppy grass out of the shrimp tanks when it would get overgrown, and I would toss it in the tank behind me. So all of those babies that got trapped in the guppy grass grew up in that tank. So to transition from like shrimp tank parameters to tap water. If you get baby shrimp, they're going to do a lot better because they're going to, as they molt, they'll get used to those water parameters. But trying to take adult or juvenile shrimp and add them to hard water, they're going to struggle.
Yep. I got a question from Shayne saying, do I have or breed any cichlids? I have some stuff. I do angelfish. Definitely, that's my main cichlid that I like to do. I'm working on polar blues. Do you guys got the polar blues over there in Arizona yet?
No, I don't think I've seen them.
Yeah, I've been working on polar blues, acaras. I got some.
I've seen those.
Or the Taiwanese reef fish. I just got some Taiwanese reef fish. I got 6 of them, 2 males and like 3 females.
That's awesome.
And I'll be working with those and some Bachardies. But yeah, my main cichlids I do, Shayne, are mainly angels. I love angels. I'm addicted to them.
Yeah, I don't keep cichlids. I just keep angelfish.
I mean, they are a cichlid, but they're not, you know. Yeah. That's the way I look at angels. They are, but they're not, you know.
Yeah. That's funny when people say, "Oh, I've got cichlids." Like, "Oh, okay, what kind?" Like, what?
Angelfish. Oh, yeah, kind of. Aquafunk talking trash. You can't get mad. You can't get mad. That was shared. That picture actually was shared by Zach. My buddy Zach is actually into cichlids, and he's working on a hybrid of a jaguar with a Jack Dempsey.
Nice.
And they look like a jaguar, but they're blue.
That's really cool.
So it's a pretty cool looking cichlid.
How's the aggression on that?
Mean.
I was gonna say it. Oh, I did. I had a jaguar at one point. So after my first Oscar died, I got a jag.
Yeah,
that was a cool fish.
Yeah, Jack Dempseys and jaguars are both pretty aggressive, and yeah, this is gonna be a pretty mean fish. I'm hoping it gets the same size of a jaguar.
Now you just have to see if it's sterile. Sometimes those mixes they're infertile.
Yeah, that's what happened with the polar blues. Some of them are not fertile. Some of them are.
But if you could get a breeding pair, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I got a breeding pair of the polar blues and everything, but they got that convict attitude, and they're mean. Yeah. They're mean to each other.
Yeah, convicts deserve to be feeder fish. They got little man syndrome.
I actually did that when I had a flower horn.
Yeah.
Just to feed them, you know, because I couldn't get rid of them. I couldn't even give them to people at the store. Like, got a tank full of convicts. What do I do?
Hey, Joe, how are you, man?
Shayne said, I got the okay to build 2 300-gallon above ground ponds in my backyard from the wifey. That's going to be nice.
So you just got to do it and then ask for forgiveness.
No.
What's the worst thing that happens? And she goes out and buys what she wants.
Can't make the wifey mad. You see, that's the thing that when you have something, you know, now there's a good question. Is your family, what your family thinks of the hobby? You doing this?
They think I'm nuts. Like, my wife supports it, and my friends support it. But like, if you see my Facebook page, it's called Indie Fish. So I can't get some of my family members to accept my friend's request with it.
Oh man.
They're like, I don't want to see your fish stuff. I'm like, ah, it's fine, whatever.
That is crazy. You see, my family, they like it. My wife, her favorite fish are angels, so she has her own tank, and the kids don't mind it. You know, and I'm trying to teach them a little bit.
There you go, man. Yeah, my wife's all for it. It's just like my sisters and stuff.
They're like, he's gone mad.
Right. Well, they know I don't do anything half-assed. Like either I do it big or I just don't do it at all, and then it completely envelops my life.
Now, another good question I got for you. You got any funny stories? You got to have one funny story that has happened to you doing this hobby.
I got to put me on the spot. I didn't see the homework for the live stream.
I gotta always get a good one or two good ones.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, nothing's coming to mind right now.
Nothing funny, nothing crazy has happened to you?
No, not really.
That's the first. He's the first one to just nothing nothing funny.
Nothing noteworthy. Well, the other day I was refilling the shrimp rack and I took a gallon of RO water and I had set it on top of the light to slowly drip into the tank. And all of a sudden I hear crash. I'm like, what the? I rush in here and the gallon had fell into the tank. It splashed water all over the window, all over the floor. And like I had to look on the ground to make sure no shrimp got splashed out.
You didn't lose any?
No, everything was good. You know, besides the common mistake of overflowing a tank, like everybody does that.
Yeah, it happens.
Walk away and then...
Yep, it happens sometimes.
I've been draining my Oscar tank and came back and like he's laying on his side like this much water. Like, what is happening? I'm like, oh, I gotta go put more water in it.
I think everybody in this hobby has done that at least once in their life, or you're not doing enough water changes.
Yeah. Start hearing splashing around, you know something's up.
Now, what's your dream fish you wish you could have?
So a biker or bishar, whatever you want to call it, the ornate bikers. And I'm not big on overcrowding or getting fish that don't fit in a tank. Like right now I have a juvenile Oscar and a 3-year-old Oscar in the same 75 gallon. And to me, I feel like that's overstocked. Like that's already too many fish for that tank. But I know some people have the same tank and have 3 Oscars in there, or 2 Oscars and Jack Dempsey and convicts and parrotfish. And to me, I would rather keep a few select fish than have the tank that's just jam packed full of fish. Because that's just more work on me having to do water changes and buy medications because things are getting sick. But I really want one of those like ornate bikers. I think that, and an axolotl.
Okay. Are you allowed to have them over there? They're not illegal or nothing?
No, it's just it's too hot here. You have to buy a water chiller.
Okay. Now, what's your temperature stays at your water normally?
Because I don't run heaters in, and for most of the year they set at about like 75. And then when it starts to get cooler, they'll start to drop down to like 67, 60, 65, depending on what I keep the house at.
Now let me answer one question real quick. Hold on, where is it at? Shane, you was asking who knows how to reseal tanks. Get in contact with Zach. He knows how to reseal tank. I have an ornate and it's an awesome fish. Yeah, he got pretty cool. My buddy got some cool, crazy stuff that I never really looked at keeping. You know what I mean? He got big fish. He likes to keep monster fish and giant pools. And We're the
That's
complete
awesome.
opposite. I like to keep guppies. His fish will eat my whole fish room.
See, that's what I like because I don't really keep a lot of fish. Like if you watch my videos, I don't have a lot of fish. I have my Oscars and my community tank. But if I walk into a fish store and I see
Mhm.
ABC fish, I go to another fish store, I see ABC fish. Like it's the same fish you see everywhere, and that's not what I want. I want the ones that nobody else has.
Good variety.
Yeah. So that's kind of why I like the shrimp, you know. Yeah, a lot of people have shrimp, but it's more of a unique thing to keep, and not everybody can do it. So it's definitely a challenge for me. And there's many times where I almost quit keeping shrimp because just deaths and issues. And
Now, do you
hey,
have any
Noah,
betas? You keep any betas?
I have one betta, and it
Mhm.
is in the 60 gallon with the rest of my fish. So it's my wife's fish. That was the one that she wanted. And
Uh-huh.
babe, what is it? A half moon tail? It's a double half moon tail, and it's like pink, red, and blue.
Mhm.
His name's Coopedy. It's
Cool,
a
Petey.
yeah, it's a town or a city in Australia. We were watching a show, and whenever they talked about their hometown, they're like, "Oh, we don't have that in Coopedy. You don't see that in Coopedy." So we had just got the beta after that, and we're looking for a name. So we're like, you know, they don't have those fish in Coopedy. So that's his name's Coopedy.
Now, I told everybody we're gonna do a giveaway. I'm gonna put you on the spot. You got a piece of paper and a pencil, something you could write on?
Computer I could type on. Does that count? Or you want paper?
Yeah, I need to show it up. Show it up to me.
All right.
Right.
2 seconds.
All right. Now, while he go do that, everybody, we're gonna start doing the giveaway. It is a $10 gift card to my site, Royal Fish Aquatic. All you gotta do is hit me up on my Instagram, whoever wins, and we are going to tell you the rules of the competition right now. What we're gonna do is he's gonna pick a number from 1 to 50. When I say go, everybody type in your number. You only can enter once on the comments. And whoever gets to the number or closest without going over, you are the winner. So that's my Instagram page. Whoever wins, just hit me up on my Instagram. And he is back.
Oh, hold on. Okay.
All right. I need to pick a number from 1 to 50. Don't show it yet. And they're gonna guess the number. Whoever gets the number or closest to it without going over, is the winner. It's gonna be a $10 gift card to my site. So you got your number ready?
Yeah, hold on. All right, so that way there's nobody thinking that I'm cheating and picking somebody.
No cheating, no cheating. You see, Funk, you already started early. I did not say go yet. That doesn't count. You're already going. Look at them. Look at them. Hey guys, Shane, hold on. Now go from 1 to 50. Pick your number.
Start over. Guess or no?
Now, do you sell fish online?
No, I'm still getting started. So,
Mm-hmm.
is my wife allowed to guess or no?
You don't count. That don't count.
So let me just text her real quick.
Yeah. Now, you are on YouTube, of course. You know, Poseidon's Pet. What's your Instagram and what's your Facebook where they can find you at?
So if you look on Facebook for Poseidon's Pets, you'll see my Instagram. And then if you look on Facebook for Poseidon's Pet, you'll see my Facebook. And then if you look on Facebook for Poseidon's Pet, you'll see my Instagram. So if you look on Facebook for Poseidon's Pets, you'll see my Instagram. And then if you look on Facebook for Poseidon's Pet, you'll see my Facebook. So if you look on Facebook or Instagram, Poseidon's Pets, you'll find it. But my page that I actually go on, like my profile, is Indie Fish. So Indie Fish the Oscar, and that's my Facebook page. I'm not on Instagram too much. But here I could share the link real quick.
Yes.
Yeah. So if people message me on Instagram, I'll reply, but I don't post on there too much. I've got Patreon and other platforms that I use.
Okay. Now, what is the number? Reveal. Let's see who's the winner. We're gonna start looking at this.
Are you guys ready? I told you. I don't do anything half-assed. Are we ready? I already know who it is.
47.
Joe's Tips and Tricks.
Yep, Joe Tips and Tricks. All right, Joe, you are the winner. Hit me up on Instagram, and I will send you the gift card code to my site for $10 off. Everybody, right now too, I have 15% off with promo code OCT2015. Now, we were just talking about you getting started with selling fish. Are you gonna go that way? Are you gonna start selling stuff online and stuff?
Shrimp and plants. Yeah, once I get going, probably won't be. I'd say like another year or so. If my shrimp tank really takes off, but local sales have been depleting my inventory as fast as I could breed it. So, once I get to a point where I have more stuff than I can sell locally, then of course I'll branch out.
Okay. So you selling to local stores right now, or just people randomly?
Like on Facebook and stuff. So if you're in the Phoenix area, hit me up. I've got shrimp. I got plants.
What type of plants you carry?
So basic stuff, duckweed, frog bit, guppy grass, hornwort, Salvinia minima, red root floaters, anacris when I can get it to propagate, Ludwigia. So a lot of the beginner plants that are easy to grow. Yeah. I've actually got some really nice cholla wood pieces right now. So Java fern on cholla wood. I sell them for $10 a piece. But I do all the work for you. I glue the plants on there. I make sure to transition them. So that way, a lot of the plants you buy, they're grown out of water. So when you get them, they melt back. So anything I sell, it's something that's been in my tank a while, and it's going to actually transition and not die off when you first put it in your tank.
Okay. Yeah, that's good because a lot of people have that issue getting plants. They die for them, and then they kind of give up on that aspect. And it's just because people don't get the plants ready, for when they go to a regular aquarium.
Definitely. And that was my struggle as somebody getting into plants. Was I didn't realize that a lot of these aquatic plants, they're grown out of water. So they submerge the roots in the water, and then the plant grows out of water. So when you put it in your tank, it dies down. And you're like, oh, it died. You remove it, which it would have came back eventually if you just left it. So if you buy plants, put it in your tank, and it starts to die, just leave it. Let it sit there until it melts into mush. If there's nothing left, then it's done for sure.
Yeah, it melts back a little bit and then comes back and everything. And it's just a faster way of growing plants to get them into market.
Yeah.
And by the time they hit the store, and then they get to the stores move so many plants so fast that they don't even have that issue of them melting back. You're the one that's gonna have the issue as the consumer. So exactly. I definitely need to get some red root floaters. I had them before, and they're pretty cool to have, red root floaters.
Are they legal there? I know a lot of floating plants are illegal.
You could get them here. You can buy red root floaters. It's just water lettuce is so bad out here. You could go to the and grab water lettuce all day.
I think frog bit's illegal in Florida.
Yeah, I think frog bit is too, but you still find it here. I mean, I seen Amazon sword growing in the ditch.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean a whole ditch full of Amazon sword. I'm like, wow, this is just it's incredible how much Amazon sword is growing wild.
That's a good beginner plant if you struggle.
Oh yeah. Now, what other plants you want to get into later on?
So I'm not too picky with the plants. I haven't really messed around with CO2 or highlights or anything like that. I like the stuff that you don't really have to put too much effort into. So I wanna get some more stem plants though, like the Rotala indica and some more Bacopas, and I've grown them, but they just don't do very well for me. Like I got some Bacopa and some Wisteria in this tank behind me. And it's doing okay, but I use this tank mainly to stage guppy grass before I sell it, so everything else just kind of gets like shaded and starts to die down.
Oh, yeah, I do guppy grass and I do anacris. Those are the only two that I do. And guppy grass works perfect to breed anything in it. Live bears do fine in it.
That's what I have in my guppy tank right now. It hides the babies. It gives them places to eat. Shrimp love it. I'm starting to lean more towards waterboard though.
I got a big giant ball of hair art algae in my fry tank. I got maybe like 60 guppy fry in there, maybe like another 50 pleco fry, and this big ball of hair algae there. So I just left it because all I'm gonna do is create food for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been working.
Have you found anything that eats the hair algae?
Goldfish.
Really?
Yeah. And mollies will scrape algae from from the surface of stuff and everything. Mollies do like to nibble on algae, but not so much where I'll get rid of it like that,
Shayne Ralston said, I'm growing water sprite and starting frogbit right now. There you go. Yeah, frogbit takes over.
Oh yeah, that's like duckweed almost.
It's like large duckweed. So I just cleaned this tank, and next couple weeks or so I'll put the video up. But when I took the frogbit out, the frogbit was growing out of the tank. It was so massive, but I couldn't grab like one piece of it. It was a mat. So when I took it out of the tank, it was just a giant mat of frogbit. Like I can't even sort through it to sell it. So I put a Tupperware tote outside, filled it with some tank water, and it's just sitting in there. And that's mainly to save the shrimp and the snails, make sure that they don't die.
Oh yeah, they said on the comment they're saying Florida flagfish too. The flagfish eats algae.
Okay.
I never kept flagfish, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of them.
No, I mean there's several types of flagfish down here, but I never really played around with them.
Yeah.
I will soon one day. It's just the only wild fish that I keep right now are just the wild mollies, Now we're almost to not really the hour mark and everything, but I don't like to keep people longer than 11 o'clock because I know other live streams are going on. So before we get off, one piece of advice you could give everybody to just start in this hobby, what would it be?
Get into plants. Plants are your best friend. So when you're first starting out with an aquarium, adding live plants is going to help your nitrogen cycle, but it's going to help eat those nitrates away. Because, when you're first starting out, you're not going to do water changes like you're supposed to. Nobody does. So adding live plants is going to help eat those nitrates. It's going to help ammonia as that builds up, allow your tank to cycle faster. And then, like Shayne said, he's got duckweed taking over 2 of his tanks right now. Duckweed is a great plant, beginner plant, to eat nitrates. So it's close to the surface, so it can take up that CO2, allow it to use nitrates a lot faster than any other plant. And duckweed is a high protein food. So if you take that duckweed out, dehydrate it, make your own fish food with it, it's the best thing you can do.
Okay. You do your own fish food too?
Yeah, I do mostly for the shrimp. Like the fish, I just feed them just pellets and stuff. A lot of frozen food if I'm trying to breed them. Get the high protein in there. But my shrimp food I make, it's mostly duckweed. I actually spent a good couple hours today making shrimp food, so I've got a few videos up on my channel too if you're curious on how to do it. It's really simple.
Yeah, I gotta definitely check those out. I didn't see those on you making your own food. I never really, I mean, I attempted it once, but never really got into it like that.
Yeah, it's super simple.
Yeah, I do live food.
Agar or gelatin if you want, but just get yourself a dehydrator, a good blender, mix some stuff together, pour it out and dehydrate it.
Oh, that's cool. Well, we're about to call it a night. I know other live streams are about to start and everything. Man, I appreciate you joining us on the live stream. I appreciate everybody for joining us and hanging out and getting to get to know you. Again, don't forget to go check out his channel, Poseidon's Pet, and everybody have a great night.
Thank you guys so much.